Welcome back to Kearsarge Chronicle. I'm Elizabeth Dabrowski, and today we're filming at the Warner Telephone Museum. I'm here with Paul Violet to hear how this wonderful collection got started and find this little gem of history right here in our backyard. Paul, your family's been involved with this for a while.
The person who really started this collection of old antique telephones is my dad. He still lives here in Warner. He's 95 years old now. And it was always a dream of his to put together a museum someday. Over the time that he served with the company, which was 50 years, starting in 1946, he began saving old phones and equipment and tools.
Oh, filling the house.
Filling the house, paperwork, photos, you name it. And over those 50 years, a number of us helped him save things as well, the people that worked for him. He amassed a very nice collection. And he began to realize early on which pieces were the valuable pieces that would make a good museum piece.
I think for someone coming in here, you can really see the beauty in these antique pieces, which I think we've kind of lost with our plastic cell phones and things like that. And I think it's hard to sometimes remember, you know, technology has come such a long way in just the last 20 years, let alone the last 50. But here you get to see the progression of it. Do you have any pieces that are your favorites?
Well, we do. There's a piece that I'm looking at right over by the camera right now. It's a stand-up pay telephone. It was called a silver dollar payphone. And it would take all the coins from a nickel up to and including a silver dollar. And that was used around the late 1890s and into 1900, and it was used in our area, and we managed to save it. That's a very valuable piece, and they're very rare. There are a number of other pieces like that we have too on display.
Now, this is a wonderful service to our community because I don't think we even realize just how active people like your whole family has been to bringing communications and improving it in our area. And you're still involved in that till this day, and your father is still coming here and collecting pieces. And the younger generation seems to have a less of appreciation of communications with their cell phones and the plastic and things like that until they come to a place like this.
Oh, certainly. We get a lot of questions, or things like the young people that come in are really amazed at looking at and touching and feeling dial phones and how they'd never used a dial, where you actually had a rotary dial on a telephone.
Say, I did.
If you're under 25 or 30, you may not have ever used a dial phone, and they rely on their cell phones. We also have a cell phone display as well, showing some of the early ones, which now go back into the 80s, which they're almost an antique, I guess, in terms of antiques.
And how does this museum keep going? What is your means of support, and how do you keep getting the word out about this place?
Well, we're a nonprofit corporation, and we have an endowment fund that was set up by my dad and others, and some of the major stockholders in the telephone company. When we sold the company, there were some contributors that helped us. We also have memberships. People can apply and join us as a member. And of course, we have donations, and we have the admissions for people coming through the door.
Speaking of that, what are your hours and how can people find out more about the museum?
Well, we're open Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. until November 1st, and then we go into a winter mode and where we drop a day. We're only open Tuesdays and Saturdays, again from 10 to 4.
And is there a website people can go to take a look at
We do.
some of the details?
We do. It's NHTelephonemuseum.com.
And you welcome kids, groups, and families, right?
Absolutely. In fact, we had a very large bus group from Massachusetts last Sunday of 38 people, so that was good.
Well, if the kids from Massachusetts are coming here, you want to make sure that your own family stops by and doesn't miss this wonderful gem, the New Hampshire Telephone Museum, here with Paul Violet. Come on down and check out this beautiful piece of history in your backyard.